Yo,
All right. Yeah, I'm in.
screen record. Get rid of this.
Test.
All right, that's good. Quit cheesing.
All right. Welcome to.
Okay. No,
I'm just gonna
scrap.
say
That will not be the start
Garrett's Revenge.
unless we include all of this. Okay, I think that we're actually,
I'm gonna run through all the names I have right now.
dude. I'm gonna be so pissed if we run the whole like 40 minutes and then I check and the screen recording is just completely fucked. Like doesn't work at all.
Well, I'm recording too on Photo Booth.
Oh, okay.
So
All
worst
right,
comes
we
to
got
worst, we'll
backups.
have.
We got backups.
Yeah, hopefully we have one.
What the hell is that?
That's Photo Booth. It's recording now.
Oh my
on Photo
god.
Booth. All right. Hi.
Okay,
hi,
dude,
noon.
we're live.
We're
What
live?
about it?
We're starting it. Now we're starting.
Dude, we're probably gonna include all of this.
No.
We've done 2 minutes so far.
All right. It was a great podcast.
28 minutes to go.
All
right,
these
let's
are the other
actually-
names I have. High Noon.
What are the other names? High
Noon.
Noon, the inside joke, is our name. High Noon is actually not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Gen Z Escape Plan.
What about Gen Z Odyssey?
Gen Z Odyssey.
I like both of those. Like a comment. I like Odyssey and Gen Z.
Gen Z. Yeah, I like Odyssey too. It sounds like, who's gonna come up with the name? I mean, all of this is getting scrapped, right?
Yeah,
Like this is just us talking shit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's. Do you want me to walk us in?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I think I should have notes or some shit.
It's actually not a terrible idea. Where's my pad? Where's my pad?
Okay.
Okay, you about ready?
Yeah. Did you get the note I sent?
Right. Oh. No.
No.
You texted it?
I'm pretty sure I did.
All right, dude. Let's just kick it off. Let's just go. Episode 1.
All right, there we go. Just sent it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Let's open that up. What? Dude, the viewers can't see the notes.
They cannot see the notes.
Listen, viewers, you cannot see the notes.
Viewers.
You can't see. You can't see the notes of this podcast. 1, because there's very few, and 2, because it's a complete nightmare.
All right, you don't have to shit on it. There aren't very few.
Garrett, one of these lines just says fat.
Fat. And
This line says one of these lines just says fat, like F-A-T.
It says
and
fat.
There's not even a dash.
Fat is a topic. Now it has a dash.
All right. Well, it looks like we found our first topic. What do you mean? What do you mean the topic fat? Are you referring to people in general? The concept of being fat?
Well, I feel like, seriously though, I feel like fat is important right now because we all feel a little bigger. I feel like COVID did that to us. We all are like not our best selves.
I've lost about 8 pounds over the past 3 weeks. I've lost weight since quarantine. I cannot sympathize with this. I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to gain weight actively.
That's what.
Look at me. Look at this shirt. It's falling off. It's a nightmare.
Dude, that's your dad's shirt. No, your dad. That's a man. That's a man.
Yeah. I'll throw this topic over his way.
Yeah. He'll be our first guest.
My god. My dad could. We spent about an hour trying to figure out the technical logistics of this podcast. I don't think that my dad could figure it out over the course of like a week.
I feel like that would be pretty hard.
Oh my god. I want to get into the first actual. All right.
Well, no, just start us off. Like, get us the.
Okay. Episode 1. We're rolling. The production quality is amateur, to be sure. Lighting could have been a bit better today. Lighting where you are is all right. So we got
Doug's in a dungeon.
We got G Baby. Introduce yourself.
G Baby. That's my name, full name, birth name. And I live in New York. Doug, I've known for probably about 2-3 weeks now. And we're just decided we're gonna do a little show.
Yeah, I live in Northern Virginia. I've known Garrett for about 14 years.
Damn.
I wish I only knew him for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Probably have some better life choices.
Okay. So what is this podcast going to be about? I think that should be a good subject of because this is something that we've actually discussed a little bit.
Right.
And you brought up some good points leading into this.
Yeah, I think what we don't want it to be. We know what we don't want it to be. Yes. I don't want it to be like
bad.
Bad.
Boring. We don't want it to be bad or boring. Both of which it's been so far. So we can only go up from here.
Hell yeah. We got look, the sky is our limit. If you're with us, you're gonna be with us, you know. We're gonna give it to you how it is, like our real opinions. You know, like I don't like the cookie cutter bullshit because I feel like there's some things that need to be said, especially like as we're young. We're in our 20s. So I feel like we have an opinion that a lot of people could share. And these are just our thoughts.
Yeah, we're both 23 years old, and I think that before we have no concrete name yet, but one name thrown around was Journey Through Your 20s.
No, Odyssey.
Something like that. Odyssey.
The Odyssey of your 20s.
Yeah. Classic word. Odyssey of your 20s. Yeah. Because it's a confusing point. I think it's probably anyone that's ever been 20 is probably confused.
Right.
Like we may not be unique in that way, but it's weird. We face a lot of pressure to be like online, have a social media presence like every day.
Right. Like we all have very different. Like all of our backgrounds and what we're going through right now is very different. Like at home, say like some of us are still living at home. Some of us just finished school and are transitioning to a new city, starting a new job or your first job. I feel like a lot of us have things that make us different. But at the same time, like you said, social media, we all like relate to a lot of the same things. Right.
And I think that me and you, one thing that we now share in common is we're off the grid. Dude. We both we no longer have active Instagram accounts.
I sound like
both disabled.
We're like Liam Neeson in Taken.
One of us more recent than others. I disabled my Instagram about 2 days ago. Garrett's had it disabled for like a few months now.
About 5 months.
So one down, and now we just got Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter.
No, I'm off of Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Twitter I would have come back to, but so Twitter gives you 30 days to reactivate your account. And then like from there you have to like reactivate every 30 days. And I deactivated and I missed the reactivation date by like 4 hours or something. So they deleted my account.
Right. So this is actually something that I wanted to ask you more about. And like a question I wanted to pose to you, and this is something that I've been reflecting on too, is what is the inherent value of a social media app in your eyes? And that could be like something that you get from Instagram, something that you get from Twitter, something that you get from Facebook, is because I do think that there is value. There's a value in the sense that you get to communicate with people. It gives you a platform with which you can reach out to people where you may not have that accessibility otherwise. But I think that a good conversation to have is when the cons can start to outweigh the pros. And that's something that I felt that I arrived at when eventually getting rid of Instagram. So I want to hear your reflection. What do you think the value, if any, that some of these apps has?
It all started out when we were younger and like everyone was getting into Facebook, at least for us, like around our age, was middle school, like early middle school. We were like, oh, we're on Facebook now. And like, there's really no reason at that age to be on Facebook. But then the connecting aspect, connecting to people that you may have lost at some point in your life, and you go down different paths. I think that's the value and why our older family members still use Facebook so heavily, because you can talk to people that you went to high school with and didn't get to see for 15 years. And then now there's a social media where you can talk and connect with them on a daily basis. I think that's good. Sharing of news,
right.
And gathering like ideas, like people form their ideology a lot based off of like social media and being told like what other people's opinions are, and that can go both ways.
Yeah. I like that you brought up like Facebook into like the specific community that you get through that, because I had au pairs growing up. I think if you don't know what an au pair is, it's basically just a nanny. And I would never reach out necessarily to an au pair over email or text. But every time I post a photo on Facebook, or when they post something on Facebook, like we get to see each other and have that interaction through that platform. And that's with someone that without that platform, we wouldn't be having that interaction in the first place. And in that sense, it's cool. And I do like how you also mentioned current events. I would not know what is going on without Reddit, without it. Reddit is essentially
Shout out
my
to
news
Reddit.
source now,
Reddit,
for better or for worse. Shout out Reddit. I'm still team Reddit 90% of the time, but they've been bringing the hammer down, dude. They've been banning communities left and right. They're starting to irk me.
And it's like, who are they to start banning and like censoring communities, But I do see how it has value to also ban certain communities. Like, certain things don't need to be on the internet. Like,
yes, dude, because harassment is a problem with all of these platforms. And with Reddit specifically, there were certain people from certain communities that were going on just doxing rampages, just absolute assaults, like finding people's contact information, finding their physical address. And if you have a group of people kind of concentrated in one community that are doing those things, if you're Reddit, you just have to ask, like, should this community still exist? Is the world a better place? Reddit has to ask, is the world a better place if we get rid of these communities? And it sucks because I think I am anti-censorship as far as that
like
goes.
Even dude, there's some crazy communities. I'm thinking of the one. It was the one based off of China, and like China's. It was like news from China.
Oh my
god!
And
they banned it because it was just like people continuously just shitting on Chinese politics, or like proactively like helping Chinese.
Reddit banned it.
That sub. They banned the sub. I can find its name.
Okay. Dude, I'm not surprised that happened. Do they have Reddit in China?
I don't know if they have Reddit in China.
Yeah. There's some absolutely horrific Reddit communities. If you're interested in like how dark the world can go, search up anything on r/ and then like a nightmare that you had last night, and there's a subreddit for that, like dedicated
people
to that
who like
nightmare.
Are really
and like people that are people that are obsessed with it. And I was having an argument with my friend Alex the other day about this. I told him, I was like, because I deleted Twitter about 3 or 4 years ago. I loved it in high school. It was my like lifeblood. But I deleted it because I thought it was becoming an echo chamber. Like I was seeing the same things over and over. So I told my friend, I was like, I think that on Reddit you have an opportunity to get more diverse opinions. And he said, no, I think Reddit's an echo chamber. And in a sense, it is, because every community within Reddit is an echo chamber. but you choose to be in that community. Whereas in Twitter, the echo, like you fall into an echo chamber without even expecting to. Because you follow people that you know, like you follow your friends from high school, a few people you meet in college. You have a few people that are more vocal with their retweets than others. And then all of a sudden, like with just the people that you followed in an innocuous fashion, like not really thinking about like what their political stance would be or how their views would lean, you end up just with this feed that's very curated in a specific direction.
And you won't even be exposed to other parts of Twitter.
Exactly. You don't even know what other there's no label attached to like the feed that you're looking at. And obviously you can say that it's based off of who you follow, but the thing that I like about Reddit is that I know what I'm getting into. Like I know what I'm getting into.
You choose to actively be in those spaces.
Yes, I choose to be in that space. For better or for worse, like I choose to be in that space.
But that's where the echo chamber comes in. It's like you're only going to hear opinions that you share. You know, you're mostly, unless it gets shared to a different platform and like in their subreddit. And so in that way, yes, Reddit definitely has its dangers of like you can fall into like your own little pack of people who only share the same ideas as you and you aren't gaining anything of real value after that.
You can and probably the thing that they all have in common is that they're not the real world. they're all like very different from like going out and like meeting people in person.
Yeah. The biggest keyboard jockeys you're gonna find on Reddit.
Oh yeah. Reddit is for hardened social media warriors only. None of that.
If you aren't ready to give them a paragraph back to try and shit on them if they come for you, you're not doing Reddit right.
Yeah, there's no character limit on Reddit, which I like because if people will post something on Twitter and because there's a character limit, they don't have to defend anything they say because they're almost by design not allowed to. They basically can't. Unless you want to make like a 10 post thread. You post your one like 15 word like clickbait tweet, just shooting for the most clout that you can possibly get. Recently they all start with the same like it's not my job to educate you.
It's not my job.
that's my favorite.
Collect those
that's
retweets.
My favorite because like that Prince retweets right there. It's not my job to educate you.
Oh man.
Because is it not your job to educate me, or would you not know how if I asked
it's
you?
It's like
would you not be able to? Is it because you don't want to, or is it because you can't?
You can't, right? And they're just like, no. Then you're missing the point entirely. If I don't feel like speaking about something that you don't know anything about, then it's your job to like go form your own opinion about it,
dude. It's so funny how like it's not my job to educate you is like so close to like it's not my job to form an argument. Like, it's really like one small sliver away from that. It's so close.
And also, why are you bringing it? You're bringing it to people's attention, right? You make this tweet and you bring it to everyone's attention. You get the retweets, but it's like you're not like now people want to engage and talk about that topic. And you've taken it off the table already. Like,
way into the fact that we're both definitely going to be voting for the Donald in November.
Christ. Do not attach me to that.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Garrett, Garrett nor I have ever. Dude, I didn't even vote last election because the Chick-fil-A line was moving faster. I went down to my student union and I saw. There were so many forms that I had to fill out for voting. And I looked at the line and then I saw Chick-fil-A. And they really have a system worked out there.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, if they just moved the Chick-fil-A employees over to like the voter booth volunteers, So
they're some of the nicest people.
I voted for a spicy chicken sandwich instead.
And then you take into account, you're like, well, I live in Maryland. And, like, historically, we always go with who I'd probably be voting for.
That's the other, dude. And it does feel discouraging to vote if you just think, like, will this even matter?
Yeah, I mean, I voted for Gary Johnson after he, like, pretended to go into cardiac arrest on that talk show. Like,
my God.
You remember that? They were talking about, like,
dude,
marijuana.
Gary Johnson, the greatest libertarian of all time.
The greatest.
Gary Johnson. The only one who possibly could have had a chance, and he just completely fucked it up. Oh, my God.
He gained my vote with that. I was like, that's a real man.
Yeah, well, Garrett, you seem like his primetime audience. You and, like, the 400 other people in this country that were going to vote.
Right. Well, I mean, this election, I'm not black if I don't vote for Joe Biden, apparently. So, no, my hands are already tied up and beds made.
He kind of decided that one for you. You don't have any choice.
You know the clip I'm talking about, right? We'll insert the clip here. Doug's
I know. Yeah, I know exactly the clip you're talking about. Also, do you remember when he said that he said this a couple days ago. He said, unlike the black community, the Latino community is an extremely diverse community. He literally said that. He said word for word, basically saying that the black community is just a monolith.
It's crazy.
It's insane. It's also it's annoying that every conversation doesn't start with the fact that these are both two terrible options. Like, these are both, like, every conversation should start with the fact, like, wow, this is just a complete nightmare.
We need to denounce both candidates first, and then we can talk about it.
Before you go ham, support, because I understand, like, vote. I do think that, like, I usually have voted. I think it's important.
Wait, hold on. This man's only 23.
I'm only 23, and I only skipped voting for Chick-fil-A once. But I do think I understand that, like, even if both candidates are shitty, it's good to vote. But let's at least start there. Let's start by just denouncing both of them completely. Let's tear them down, because these are two really bad choices. The problem is, I'm not laughing with either of them.
No.
I'm definitely laughing at both of them. Definitely laughing at both of them big time.
Whoever runs, Trump on Twitter is just like.
Trump's funny on. He's funny on Twitter. He's funny on Twitter.
He's funny.
He's hilarious on Twitter.
He's a funny guy on Twitter. I followed him before he even was president.
The best thing. The thing that I appreciate about Trump's Twitter account is that every single post from there, I know with certainty that they're coming from him.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not just because they're mostly, like, grammatically incorrect and they're written, like, at a 7th or 8th grade, like, teenage girl level. But, like, whenever I see Biden tweet, it's very clearly an intern. It's very clearly just someone, like, some 18-year-old guy who was just given the login information. Was like, just be woke. That was his instructions were just like, be woke.
And they, like, gave him a little interview beforehand with, like,
it's crazy.
You passed because your social media, your insight or whatever.
It's probably a different intern every time. It's just a rotating door of interns that come in, like, tweet one thing woke, and then they just quit for the day.
I feel like they tried to take his. They tried to probably take Trump's handle away from him, and it wasn't going to happen. So they were just like, you know what? We try to do what we could, but he's going to tweet if he wants to. And he's going to tweet the bullshit he wants to tweet.
Dude, I would not have been the guy who had that conversation. That would not have been fun. Just going to him.
Sir, your phone's not secure in here. Oh God! And he just look at you like I own you. Try and tell me what I can't do.
Yeah, that would not be that's not the combo that I would want to have. Sir, we're gonna. What about once a week? Tweeting instead of the typical, like, you tweeted like 12 times yesterday. Oh my
when
God.
when like one time he was like tweeting at like 6 a.m, and people are like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you like, why is this the first thing you're doing when you wake up?
Dude, we're already demonetized on YouTube. We've had like 4 curse words.
You cursed. I didn't curse.
You just said fuck. And I wanted to establish off the bat that this was going to be a family podcast.
Oh,
and it seems like you're taking that in a direction. It's very different.
Yeah, I want PBS to buy us. PBS,
yes,
Nickelodeon, whoever the fuck is gonna throw me a check.
I was just about to say this is a non-profit too, and then you had to throw in that. We won't accept money. We can't be bought. We can't.
Oh yeah. You cannot buy my opinion. But High Noon, if you would like to sponsor me, I love these shits. These are so fucking good.
Yeah, we can't be bought, but if the price is right, we'll put up a business email in the description. We can't be bought.
Yeah, we take free things. Just not like stupid shit.
Right. Oh my God. I wonder how many podcasts do you think there are that have been created by people roughly our age? Like within the last year.
Oh God. A lot.
Tons.
A lot. Especially during COVID, probably.
Yeah. And what are we doing to stand out right now?
Well, we're white and black. They gotta
bam.
That'll gain us a couple people at least, right?
Listen, I think it's fair to say that we can represent every single American. Is that a statement? Is that a statement that you would agree with unequivocally?
Yeah, because I'm Native American, I'm Asian, Indian. Indians are Asian.
Yes, Garrett is everything other than white, and I'm white.
He's got all the whites. You're like Scottish and
English and Scottish English. The only
I only met you 2 weeks ago, so I don't know that shit.
Right. The only population that's not represented here are the Irish, which I think, as far as we're concerned, is a good thing. That's a group that, and if you're Irish and you're listening to this podcast, just leave. I'm kidding. We support everyone.
Yeah, same with the South Africans. Tony,
what's your beef with them?
They know my beef with them.
That's true. They do have they got a funny accent down there.
They do.
Who told them that they could be on that wave?
It's like, we're not Australian, but we're not British.
We're not Australian, but we're not British.
It's kind of where they fall for me.
But we do play cricket.
We do play cricket.
And that's where South Africa has you. This did take a turn. I timestamped it because this is what's going to go first. Everything. Because this has to be first in the premiere.
Let's bounce back to social media real quick, because I actually had something I wanted to say about that.
Okay.
Right. Now, one of the biggest pros, and I feel like it's necessary right now during COVID, right? You have to have a social media if you're going to try and do online dating, because you come off as a creep to anyone if you're like, I don't have a social media, or like they can't find you on the internet. You know, that's like a red flag to a lot of people, and they're justified in thinking that way. Like, low key, if someone doesn't have any social media, or I can't find them online and we meet on Hinge, I'm gonna think the worst.
We're conditioned to think that way because everyone that we know has a social media platform. All of our friends do.
Yeah.
And so, like, why would we be willing to accept someone that is coming in without that prerequisite?
Right, but you also hear about everything that happens in the news, like the Tinder killers and like the rapists.
They got Tinder killers?
Oh yeah, they go on streaks, man.
Oh my God, dude! I'm going to hell for that, dude. I'm cutting that out for you. That's God damn,
I'd like
dude.
to have a future.
Yeah, that's gone. I'm done by association just because you said that. Actually, I might put that in.
No, God, no.
Because listen, because your cancellation, it's not mutual. It's mutually exclusive. All right.
Man, we got you already with. You said a plethora of shit earlier. You're just spewing shit.
No one's gonna watch. No, I don't care. I didn't. I stand by everything I said. And if you like, and that includes going to Chick-fil-A instead of voting. That includes everything I said. I advocated for deleting your Instagram too, which, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best I can do. But
how did we get off of the great point I said about social media so quickly?
Yes, you made a good point. And it is unfortunate. And what I would ask you is, like, do you think that that's going to be the standard going forward? As in, like, for the generations that are now getting their first phone, whether it be 13, 14, 15, even younger than that, do you think that for people that are going to enter the world of dating, is it going to be a situation where if you don't have a presence on a social media platform, you're not going to be taken seriously?
Yes. Overall, yes. I will say for most people, it would be more beneficial to have some type of presence than to try and go at it with none, because the pros are immense, you know, like even if you're just like, you're not super active, you don't post that much, but it's just like having some content there is going to help you trying to date. And also, like, I feel like a lot of people I meet, at least, they care about that, you know, like they care about having someone who, and it's kind of superficial, it really is, but they're like, if they're on social media, I feel like we can like post these things together. We like show we're out at this place, which is another issue within social media itself, like the construct of it. But to them, it's like a sense of security. And I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not against it inherently. And I think that in a lot of ways it's the platforms exist with good intentions, but I do think that they're addicting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think by design they're addicting.
I think it's more valuable to have game outside of you having a platform or having a social media for the purpose of getting women or dating. I think it's more valuable to like look outside of that within yourself and think, I need to be able to do this on my own without like the help of social media and like having clout for my profiles to help me out.
Right. Exactly. You shouldn't need to have a following to get cred, but you do need social currency. And I think that currency doesn't necessarily have to be from Instagram, from Facebook. I think it can be through multiple circles. It can like be through like your own friends, like meeting new people, like through mutual friends. And like you can develop social currency in a lot of different ways. But there's something about social media that just added something like that really cements your place. Like, you know, once you post a picture on Instagram, it's there. And like, unless you remove it in the future, like it exists there. Like, and it has a certain number of likes.
Mm-hmm.
And
the likes with it.
You have a certain number of followers. You follow a certain number of people. There's like a perception of how many people that you follow in relation to how many followers you have.
Yes.
People think about like your ratio. And those are all things that I think that if you're not careful, they can get in your head as far as how you establish like your own social currency.
And that's when it could start to hinder you.
Exactly. And even if you have a big following, like you got to wonder because some of us have friends, like guys and girls, that are in the excess of thousands of like followers on social media. And it's like, what the hell is that like? Like when you, like, 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 I imagine that sometimes it could feel almost like a burden to have some, and that's like anyone that has any like big online presence. Like, it can be a blessing and a burden. Like the larger the following that you have. Yeah.
I feel like they're worrying about things that really, unless it's their job and making them money, it's even more of like a mental headache. You know, like you're thinking about, oh, how's this post doing versus this one, and are people gravitated to like me putting more into a caption, or like, do I need to upload a story of everything I'm fucking doing? Like, I eat food in the morning, I'm uploading a story about it. Like, is that necessary? Do your viewers care about that? You know, or like, what is the purpose behind you having that account? You know, like, are you bringing something to the world? Are you starting a business? I'm very behind business owners being on Instagram. I think that's a good idea.
It's important. It's crucial. Like, you need that outreach. I like that you mentioned captions there, because I have probably formed my most judgmental stances off of captions that I've seen on Instagram. I have probably been the most judgmental asshole in general when I see a caption that I think is really dumb.
And you're like, what? That's what they thought?
What? Like, because there's some pictures you look at and you look at the caption and you're like, all right, so they probably went through like at least 3 or 4 captions when landing on this. And this is what you came up with?
Oh my goodness.
Some song lyric from
some
song from a 2012 Drake mixtape.
And they're not even gonna give him credit. Like,
my god damn.
Like, you're the genius. You came up with it, right?
That being said, I think that my yearbook quote is a Drake lyric.
Damn, I don't even know what my yearbook quote was.
But I think that's class. My mentality with that is I wanted to do something that I already was cringing at, so that I don't have to cringe at it more 10 years down the line. I think that's a good mentality. You should never do anything that you think is good, because in 10 years you'll just look back and think you were an asshole.
Yeah, I really thought I was cool as shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like, and we're all wearing snapback. Like, back in 2013, we're all wearing snapbacks and the fucking DCs. No, that was in 2013.
Dude, yes. In 2012 and 2013, I was wearing I couldn't skate for my life, but I wore...
I know. You...
That's fucked. You couldn't skate for shit either.
Oh, dude,
but I wore...
Flip. You couldn't
I
wore ollie.
Every piece of apparel I could find from like Volcom and DC.
Going into Zoomies, like...
God, going into Zoomies. What you got for me?
Going to the mall.
Ooh. That's a hit. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Any malls still going these days?
Do they exist still? Like,
no. Our mall back home in Maryland took a hit. The one in Gaithersburg.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I feel bad for that mall. I mean, then again, they did it completely wrong. Like, how are you gonna have just 40 jewelry stores on the first level of the mall, right? The whole first level is jewelry stores.
Yeah.
Second level is just Zoomies, and there's like a little playground. And Lord and Taylor. It's a bad mall. It's just a bad mall.
It wasn't the best mall. All right, dude, we're running out of steam here. I see we got 45 clocked. All right, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some minor edits, but ultimately we're gonna give you the raw, unedited. Like,
minor.
Listen, minor. Very minor edits. Other than that, if we do a second one of these, the audio quality will be better. We got mics on the way.
Better recording setup too. You know, stick with us. You're gonna really see a climb.
Yeah, you're really gonna see a climb, because I can promise you what you've seen today, it cannot get worse than this. It can. I can guarantee. All right, you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah. All right. This was that was the wrap up? I thought you asked me if I was gonna. All right, since Doug wrapped